one of the things that happened, and you mentioned, who did you mention that was coming around? Bill Gates, and we don't even know if it's the real Bill Gates, if he's really coming around. But on the Breitbart, the cover story earlier this morning, and then it was taken out, was J Law, Jennifer Lawrence, has now said that it doesn't make any sense to try and argue her case as a celebrity. She says we're causing more and more division. We celebrities are making it worse and worse. And she says people will never vote based on what a celebrity says. So I was thinking, wow. And I still say, wow, and my hat's off to her, but I also happened to see her on a really fancy high-end commercial this last weekend at the horse race that I watched. And she did a thing there, and I thought, well, they probably had her sign a thing that says, look, we want to sell our product to everybody. You will, who knows? I don't know to what degree celebrities are, and maybe I'll make this my final question. We could talk about it for a minute. We have this thing called God Talk where we bring celebrities on. In my mind, they don't even have to be believers if they would want to come on and talk about it. But so far, we haven't gotten those. We've got believers. But there's a couple of podcasts going around where they're talking about all the people who are now committed to Jesus. They've turned their life around. And so they showed clips. It's a whole show after show about celebrities that have come to Jesus. And so I'm slightly changing the subject here, but I mean, and as I'm looking at this thing, the clips that they show to prove it, they're not talking about Jesus at all. They're talking about God concepts and higher powers, and they've come around and now they're serving. No, they're not. And so I don't even quite know what my question is. I think we're all struggling with what is the reality with people turning from the left? Are they just turning from the left because it's no longer popular to be there? Can we trust? Do you have any general thoughts? Because you've talked about one of the celebrities. I won't say his name unless you want to bring up a younger one that was a singer connected to friends of yours. I don't know if I trust him at all. You're welcome to mention his name if you want, but I don't know if I trust.
Well, this is related to all we're talking about, Steve. And I think there's a couple things. Yeah, number one, it's very pragmatic.
Yeah,
is like, because they're echoing in all the leftist stuff, assuming, because they've been believing this number one blue pill reality, that the majority of the people are with them. When they find out, the majority of the people are not with us, there's a very practical part of not wanting to be unpopular and not wanting to lose money.
That's the question, isn't it?
That's part of it. But I think another thing going on both in Hollywood and really around the world, but we'll say in government specifically, is, blackmail has been the currency of control in the world. The mafia has operated at the global level through blackmail. And so the blackmail is not just if they can do it with money and simple things, but it's often, and usually they don't feel like they haven't secured who they blackmailed until they've had them in a picture participating with
something,
not just same-sex stuff, but pedophilia. And so that's when they capture them. And I think there's been, even if we look at, and I won't name them, but there's people that are helping Trump, we'll say in his cabinet and other things, that I believe they were good people, but they had a falling, they were trapped under blackmail. And I believe they've been set free from the blackmailers. And so when they do, they're able to revert to who they really wanted to be all along.
Oh, that's a good point, Johnny.
And I think it's happening in Hollywood. I think they're, it's looking at the puppet masters, and it's like, that puppet master has been removed. So that one made me. So what you have is an actor, actress, or government official. They have freedom until the puppet master pulls, like, right now you have to do this, and all of a sudden they're like, they're not there anymore. We can have freedom of thought.
I mean, the puppet masters have been removed themselves. Is that what you're saying?
They're being removed, and I think that's one of the things we're seeing, and I think we'll see more and more of that.
Yeah, how does a person, a believer like myself, anybody that's a believer, they're watching this and you go, how do you discern when they tell you, you should talk to this person, you should have them on the show because they've turned their life over?
That's a tough
How
one,
do you
Steve.
discern that kind of thing, Johnny? You know, God showed me a person when he first gave me this, a full color vision. It's the most full color vision I've ever had. And he gave me the name of this star, and she's not a believer. She happens to be Jewish, but God said she was basically going to be on that show. It was going to be, well, so far nothing like that has happened. I think we put some feelers out there, but then I've seen other people out there really speaking out loudly about their faith, but other things have reported that he was doing this and he was doing that, and so now I'm somewhat afraid to have him on the show. I could probably get him, but I don't even know if it's just practicality where he's talking about Jesus.
Well, Steve, I think on that is, you've been good about always those you trust for discernment right around you
That's true.
is bringing them in. And that's just including and most strongly included is Doreen, your wife in that.
Yeah.
And I think, it's the life of King David does the warning for us is like, he's winning battle after battle after battle. And it's like, and he did not inquire of the Lord. And so that's when he set up. So I think with you, that's, practical part is like, well, this looks good. I mean, she's saying all the right things. He's saying all the right things. Yes, yes, yes. And we have to say, but Holy Spirit. So we have to do that for ourselves personally. Of course, and part of that is getting the feedback from those you trust around you, because it is so tough.
And I go to you and Elizabeth a number of times, and Yvonne and me, and we have an advisory group, so we do that a lot too. People don't know we have an advisory group of like 13 people now.
Yeah.
And so
a lot of wisdom there.
There is a lot of wisdom to that. Not everybody sees things exactly the same.
Right.
And some will have a check on something, as you know, and other people will say, I think that's fine. And that's still, it doesn't stop faith being required sometimes. You got to do your best.
It's not easy. It's not easy to discern. And sometimes the Lord is not making, you could say, where was Jesus' discernment allowing Judas to be a part of the gang? Well, he knew it, but as part of it, the message is like, you know what? Sometimes you're going to do the best you can and think you got trustworthy people, and you don't. And it's part of, and then when you do, that's your test. You go, you know what? We just discovered that this is not good, what we have right under our nose. And someone that we've promoted, we've had to do that, Steve. We promoted someone, but we no longer promote them. And anywhere from we just pull them off quietly to we make a statement depending on who they were. That just becomes part of what we have.
That's happened with us. Are you saying that's happened with you as well?
Well, yes.
Or were you talking? I didn't know which.
I was talking about some things we both know about that we had to do.
And that will always happen, because some people do turn away. They were doing good, and then they went bad. They started, the winds of trouble came, and it was rocky ground or something.